What's up guys, Brad here from Piney Grove, and today we're going to be digging some post holes, and what we're going to use to dig those with are an auger that I got from Titan or palletforks.com. And it's a basic auger. All augers work the same, and it's attached to a compact tractor. So we're going to talk a little bit about the auger and the parts of it, and then we're actually going to get into how to dig a straight hole, or at least I'm going to try to dig a straight hole. What we have here is a 12-inch auger, and the reason I'm using a 12-inch auger is because I'm going to be using an 8-inch post, and I want space around that post so I can get that post in perfect alignment with the fence that I'm trying to build. So I want the hole to be bigger than the post so that I have some play or some wiggle room to work with. So this is a 12-inch auger, and at the end it has bits that catch into the dirt. Now this post hole digger has dug about maybe 100 holes, and we've already wore through one set of bits. So one thing I would say is that if you're buying a post hole digger, make sure that they have parts available for it, because we weren't able to buy parts from Titan for this post hole digger, so we actually had to go to a fabricator, a welder, and get new bits made for it. All right, the first thing we'll talk about is how it attaches to the tractor, because a post hole auger attaches a little bit different than your standard 3-point hitch equipment. And the very first thing, or I guess the main thing is that it doesn't have a top link. This long tube here that attaches to your auger actually attaches directly to your tractor here, so you take your top link off completely. The way I put this on is I put this part on first, and then I assemble this part because it's got quick disconnect pins. And then the rest of it is fairly simple. It just attaches to your lift arms on either side, and of course there's a PTO shaft. And the big thing about PTO shafts is that you keep them lubricated, because sometimes if they're sitting in the woods or they haven't been used for a while, they tend to weld together. And we've run into that before, and it actually took us like an hour one time to unfree it. So that's the difference between hooking up a post hole auger to your tractor as opposed to regular 3-point hitch implements. So the first thing I did in order to figure out how to place this post was I ran a string line. So I got a string line, and what I want is I want the post to be right up against the string line, but I can't dig my hole right up against the string line. What I have to do is I have to dig my hole where it's on this other side of the string line, so I have some play with my post. So imagine your post is a circle, 8-inch post, and you want it right up against this string line. If you dig the hole where the edge of the auger is right against here, you're not going to have any room for error with your posts. It's a 12-inch auger, so I want the hole to be like that, and then the post will end up being right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some post hole diggers and make a little hole right here where we want the center of the auger to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just move this line over a little bit, and imagine the center of the hole I'm going to dig with the auger will be bigger than the hole that I dig with these manual post hole diggers. You don't need a huge deep hole, you just need enough so that the auger can guide itself down into that hole. So the center of the auger will go here, and then it'll make that 12-inch hole, and I should have plenty of room to put the post right where I want it, which will be right here. We're going to be putting in 8-foot post, and I want them down 3 foot. So if I measure up 3 foot, I actually try to dig my holes just a hair deeper than I need them, because it saves you time with a manual post hole digger later. I'd rather throw a little dirt in the bottom of the hole than have to dig more dirt out. If I go down to about that deep, I'll have the hole dug out as deep as I need it for these posts. This auger is currently straight up and down, but as you dig a hole, the top portion is going to go away from the tractor, because as it digs down, this is going to follow it, and it's going to actually lean your post out that way. So you got to keep an eye on it as you're digging down. You'll creep the tractor forward. In some cases, depending on the incline of the land, you may have to back your tractor up. You also may have to take your steering wheel and turn it to the left or the right, leaning left or right this way if it's not plumb, to kind of push your post hole auger left or right. And all those things come with practice. It really helps if you have a helper or a second set of eyes, someone that can look at it and make sure you go down straight. But the reason why we don't put the hole exactly where we think it will go is so that we have some room to move the post. It's really hard to dig a hole perfectly because there's different things in the soil. If you just got nice, loose, sandy soil, you can go straight down. But if you hit a root, a stump, if there's a rock or something, it'll tend to veer the auger one way or another. So you just got to be mindful of that. And most of the time you can dig a clean hole, but there will be some holes you're going to have to use the manual post hole diggers for, or at least to clean them up, and you just can't get around that. Okay, I've dropped it in that hole that I did with the manual post hole diggers, but you can see it's leaning backwards, so I'll back the tractor up some more, to get it straight, and I can see that from the tractor pretty good. Like I said earlier, it helps to have a helper to tell you to come backwards if you need to. So what I do is dig down, and I always have my hand on the lift arm control. So in case it starts to dig too fast, I want to be able to lift that up so the auger doesn't get stuck down in the dirt. So I've got it down a pretty good ways. Looks like the hole is about where I wanted it, but you can see the auger is tilted a little bit because the head came this way. So I need to pull forward and finish digging the hole. And another thing you may have saw me do when I was digging it is I lifted up on it a little bit. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't bound on any roots or real tight soil, because if you get this stuck and you can't get it out, then you got to dig this manually. And that kind of defeats the purpose of having a post hole digger on your tractor if you're digging it manually. I turned the PTO off. Now I'll come over here to the side and spin the dirt. So despite your best intentions of capturing the dirt on the auger and then moving to the side and spinning that dirt out, you're always going to have a little bit in the bottom of the hole. But what's down there is nice and loose. I think the post is going to fit nicely against that string line we had earlier. Try not to drop your tape measure in a post hole. If I had $1 for every time I've done that. All right, we cleaned it out. We'll take a quick measurement. We're right at 36 inches. So we'll put our string line back up, put the post in the hole, show you how that looks. So my level indicator says that this is plumb. She's good this way and this way, but it doesn't look good to the naked eye. So I'm gonna go get another level and double check it. Got my trusty 2-foot level. I've put in a lot of posts with this one. I believe this one's more accurate, or at least it'll make me feel better using it. All right, it's good both ways, just like the other level said. I had my lovely assistant come here and help me with this one. It just didn't look right by the naked eye. When she holds it perfectly against the line and I sight down the T-post, it aligns perfectly. Yep, that's good. So you can see the hole is a little overdug to this side of the line, and I probably should have dug it back this way a little more, but you can see I have plenty of room here with a 12-inch auger. Deb's gonna hold it while I pack the bottom, and once you get the bottom packed, it'll stay pretty much level. You're never gonna pack it so much that you can't move it till you've packed it all the way to the top, so we're gonna throw some dirt in the bottom and get this pole started. Most important thing on packing a pole is to pack the bottom. If the bottom's loose, the pole will never be tight. All right, put the level on it, make sure I got it right. Let me sight down here and tell you what it needs. That's perfect that way. Check it this way. We like to use a garden hoe to pack the post. That way you can use this side to pull the dirt towards you and then this side to pack. You can see we packed quite a few posts with this one. Ideally, this hole would be over a little bit more, but still the post went against one side of the hole and we didn't have to redig the hole. One of the benefits of the post going against the side of the hole is you only pack this side. The other side is up against packed soil. Starting to tighten up good. All right, guys, we're all done. We got these posts in, and there's so many variables involved with digging a hole because of the soil structure and just different things as we've shown in this video. It's really hard to get the post perfect, but you can get it good enough where you can put the post in and there's minimal effort to get it plumb and get it the way that you want it. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please click that like button and comment below. We'd love to hear from you. But otherwise, that's all I've got. So until the next video, y'all take care. And remember, life is short, tractor hard.